So there's a few things I would point out for the sump pump system. The most important thing that we want to demonstrate with our sump pump model is the backup power system. So there are many homes that have sump pumps installed in the home. There's no building code requirement that requires a backup power system, but pump failure is a major cause of flooding in buildings. If the power goes out, if there's a mechanical failure with your sump pump, your basement can flood from foundation drainage or from water coming up through the sump pit. So in this model, we have what we demonstrate as the basement floor slab, this sort of gray board, this plywood board here. The sump pit typically is level with the surface of the basement floor. Underneath the ground is where the pit's located. These are submersible pumps located in the pit. Underneath, inside the pit, you'll have two pumps. A primary pump, that's your pump that normally operates if the power is on. If there's no problems with your system, it should be your primary pump that operates. And then there's another pump in this pit that's battery operated. And this secondary pump will trigger if the primary pump fails for any reason, for mechanical failure or if the power goes out in your building. There's two float switches, one for the primary, one for the secondary. When water rises high enough to trigger the secondary pump, it'll operate and protect the home from flooding. Another thing I might point out to participants is the battery. This is a marine battery, the charging system, and also the two outlets here that are the external drainage for the sump system. Another thing to point out is that the sump pit is typically sealed, and that's to prevent soil, gas, radon, et cetera, from getting into the building. So the sump pump and pit itself is not really meant to pump your basement out. If it is flooded, it's meant to pump foundation drainage out, and the secondary power backup system is a flood protection method. So the three things to point out here are, first of all, most important thing is the battery backup system. So there's two pumps in here, a primary pump powered by your normal power system in the home, and a battery backup system. So that's number one. Number two, I would point out the battery and the charging unit, because this is what a battery backup system would look like in your basement floor. And number three, I would point out that some pits in most new homes are sealed, so they're not meant to pump water out of a flooded basement. They're meant to pump foundation drainage out of your building, but you want to include a backup power system to reduce your risk of flooding when your sump pump fails.